Oswalt would have swords for legs.
Because Oswalt's known for his roundhouse kicks.
Yeah.
What do you get when a bunch of artists find old books and get drunk on their fantasies for adventure and boxed wine?
The Killustrators.
A Dungeons and Dragons adventure. Last time on the Killustrators.
Libra goes to run past you guys, calling out to the Lady Thrycreen you'd seen run past you before the Ettercaps attacked. Doki, are you okay? She is much larger than Knack. Her eyes are a bright green color, similar to the magic that she was just using, and behind a thick pair of glasses.
We're out here trying to catch one of them so we can study them.
Knack asks,
So, how far are we from town? If we're where I think we are, it should only be about 2 days.
As you round a corner around one of the hills, you find an abandoned merchant cart. Like one of those covered wagons filled with goods and things.
what?
Wait, it's abandoned?
Yeah, ain't nobody there. It looks like it's been abandoned for like maybe a few days.
Any bodies?
Any bodies? Yes, there are a couple of bodies nearby.
Are their wounds consistent with what we've seen with like the Ettercaps, or...
Can I get a survival roll? And yeah, they are consistent with the sort of claw marks and bite marks that you would expect from the Ettercaps, but not just Ettercaps. Gators or some other type of large lizard thing. Definitely not just one kind of creature, though.
Or while they're doing that, Oswalt kind of comes out of the cart all happy-like and then gives each member of the party 100 gold.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey! That's good.
What do I find? Thanks, man.
On Das body,
Yeah.
on this guy, you find a couple of very nice old leather gloves that remained pretty much intact.
He didn't get all corpsey all over them?
No.
Nice.
Also...
I mean, he did, but I mean, the gloves are okay. And they're like studded leather gloves.
Stealing their gloves.
Also, Adam, I don't think Art takes it.
Art doesn't take it.
Brix will take
Any,
it.
any gold? Any...
So what you
There's
do with
no
that
gold
extra
on
100 is
him.
up to you, but I
You're-
don't think Art's going to take it.
You're looking at the dude with the sword in his hand, though.
I do
and
inspect
as
the
you're,
sword.
Yeah, as you're patting him down and you're looking at him and you see, and you're like looking at the studded leather gloves, you notice on the hilt of the sword, engraved on it, is a little frowny face. Uh-huh.
That's silly.
It is silly.
Sometimes people are silly.
Also, worth noting, the sword is totally clean.
Oh, cool! It's magic. It's,
Is it like an enchanted sword? Is it
yeah,
a
it
singing
definitely
sword?
is. It doesn't. It doesn't get dirty.
I want to cast detect magic.
Okay.
Is the sword magic?
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
That sword is magic.
Also, when you cast Detect Magic, you also know that there's a few more potions that didn't catch your eye when you were looting around before inside the cart.
Oh, hot damn, I go get him. wait, actually.
Brix is like, what the
No, hold on. Okay.
I love how, Brix is the only one not looting.
I was gonna say at this point, Art is probably performing some kind of last rites, has realized that his companions are completely morally corrupt, and has probably just let Brix
So,
go.
well,
Knack
Oh, okay,
looks
great.
at the...
hold on. Before this happens, okay, because you said, as I was handing out the gold,
Art doesn't take it.
Art doesn't take it. So Oswalt kind of shrugs, splits it, and gives another 50 gold to Brix, because Brix was right there, and Brix was paws out, which I'm not sure if the mic caught that. So Brix gets another 50 gold, and then he casts Detect Magic, says that sword is magic, sees the potions, and then goes, ooh, and then goes to go get those.
Yeah.
At this point, Art is just like, and lets Brix go.
Yeah.
And then she paws on the ground. She just takes out Nork, kind of pokes at one of the bodies, like, yep, dead. And then, like,
Knack,
Do you jump inside the cart with
yeah, she
Oswalt?
just toddles after Oswald and just like, I'm gonna Let me touch things. Oh, God.
All right. In addition to the potion you found before, you find another one of the bark skin ones. You find some oil of darkness.
I want
Potion
that
of
one.
mage armor. And you see a cloak that is glowing lightly.
I take the cloak.
Damn.
All right. Cool.
So I'm going to take the oil of darkness and the cloak. You can have the other two ones.
Oh, dope. Yeah, Brix will definitely take... She's like, yeah, I can whip that at someone.
Just be aware, Oswalt is still low-key kind of sucking up to Brix because he doesn't want Brix to be mad at him anymore.
When you pick up the cloak, you notice that it's got some of the like nicer detailing things that are reminiscent of some of the armor that Art was originally wearing.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Oswalt saunters out of the cart again and then walks over to Art and goes, hey, buddy, does this look familiar to you? Because this, it looks a teeny bit familiar to me.
I would say he like finishes kind of the last rites for these poor folks in
I
the
was gonna
swamp.
bury them.
You can bury them, but he,
He's
just let the spirit pass, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oswalt low-key rolls his eyes.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It's fine. Art has perpetually rolled his eyes at Oswalt since basically the beginning. so-
Yeah, I roll my eyes at all of you constantly.
I was gonna respond to that, but yeah, keep
Okay.
going.
And I'm gonna look up and see if I remember this. Do I have to roll, or do I know for sure anything about it?
I don't think you would have to roll for this one. You definitely recognize it as being made in an elven city.
Okay.
Like, it's definitely elven made. You
Okay.
don't know what it does exactly, but you know that it was crafted somewhere in the elven territories.
Okay. So
Yeah.
back towards where I would be from.
Yeah. So you recognize it because you would have seen the same, like people having the same kind of cloak or the same kind of clothing. It looks delicate, but it's definitely a well-made piece of clothing.
I would relay the information. This seems like it was crafted close to where I'm from. It's definitely very good quality.
Do you want it?
You're like, ah.
Knack takes note of Art's kind of scowly face towards everything that's going on and says,
This is the natural order of things. They've left their material goods behind, and they've left them to us who can use them.
Yeah, Brix pokes her head out the cart and she's like, yeah, they don't need this anymore. And she's just like rummaging through and like kicking stuff out.
Knack
And, like,
puts out his hand towards Art and says,
I'm going to bury them properly.
Thank you. I would just like to treat the situation with some respect.
speaking of respect, what do I find in the cart?
Hold on. Really quick, as soon as you say, I want to treat this with some respect, you turn around and Oswald's put the cloak on.
Yeah. No, and
I'm putting on one of their boots.
Art's kind of just side-eyeing you guys like, yeah, I don't necessarily care if you're going to take things from dead people, but I'd like to at least acknowledge that there were lives that had passed before we sit down and fucking just tear the place apart.
But for reals, though, what do I find?
All right. Well, you find a very nice light wooden buckler.
Ooh. Wait, what's a buckler?
That's just a tiny little shield, and you can wear that without taking any penalties to like anything that requires dexterity or spellcasting.
Can Brix wear it?
Yeah, because she's
with it?
small.
I want to say that you can wear it the same way that Young Link can wear the Hylian shield in Ocarina
Oh, just like
of
on
Time.
his back?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can crouch down like a turtle. And cover
Ooh,
yourself.
okay, cool.
You'll also find one ever-burning torch.
Ooh.
Not that anybody fucking needs that. You find a solid
one.
silver holy symbol for representing the god of the sea. You
God of the
recognize
sea,
it
huh?
as
Yeah.
What are you searching?
From Red Lobster, yes.
yeah.
Body?
No, she's back in the cart.
Yeah, she's in the cart. Sorry.
Is
I
Brix
lost
gonna
my place.
accidentally become an acolyte of the sea?
That would actually be fucking rad as shit.
Just the entire time, like, I hate this water.
hates it, but
She's gonna
accidentally
pray to
just
the
like
lobster god.
is like covered
Oh
in
wait, did I
holy
ever get a search
symbols
check from you?
and-
Sorry.
No, but I can definitely
Yeah,
do one.
I mean, I know that your search is stupid high anyway.
That's a 27.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it didn't even matter that I asked you to do
My
that.
goody senses are tingling, and she's
You
just
find
clicked.
a small little satchel of gold coins. So you find 70 gold coins.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you say those were
Suppose I
studded
should
leather
split
gloves?
that.
Or just nice leather gloves?
They were studded leather gloves, and yeah, they were nice. They were very nice, in fact. One might even say masterwork.
Oh shit!
But, okay. That's cool.
These guys were like decked out.
I can't wear human gloves.
No,
No,
you
you
can't.
cannot.
You know who
you
can?
could like tear the shit out of them and wear them as
You're-
bracers.
But I could also sell them.
Your human friend. Do
That's true. I'll trade.
you want a cloak?
I might want a potion.
I don't even know what the cloak does.
Yeah, I might want a cloak. I might be able to tell what it does with a spell. But yeah, I'll wait for my turn.
Okay. And one last thing. You found a potion of remove fear
Ooh.
as well, and this isn't something that you would pick up or anything. It's just something that's in the cart. You wouldn't lift it because I can't see how you would, just from like a logistics point of view. You find a huge axe, or a couple of huge axes that are shaped like oars.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're like roughly the same length as Art's halberd, but they're like a great axe, but in the shape of an oar.
Knack has a crippling fear of spiders, so maybe hold on to that potion. of remove
Oh
fear.
yeah.
Yeah. He
Oh,
can-
shit.
Just as soon as he
Yes.
gets scared, you brain him with it.
I don't take the sword. I want to, but the frowny face is giving me bad vibes. So I pull out half of my Githka, which is a trident end, and I hook it on the sword, pick it up, and put it into one of the bags on Honey. And I close it. Give Honey a pat. I go back to the body. There's two bodies, right?
Yeah.
I inspect the other one.
This one is a little bit further away than the one with the sword was, indicating that he got a little bit further. Maybe the one with the sword tried to, like, hold off whatever.
I place my hand on the forehead of the guy who's laying on the ground in front of me. Mm-hmm. And I cast Soften Earth and Stone, and the ground under him just kind of caves away like quicksand, and he just sinks into the ground.
Okay, that's
a handy fucking...
that's efficient.
Oh, damn.
I pull my hand back out of the earth, and I walk over to the other one.
And do the same?
At first I inspect him. For
What do you do?
for
He's
goody-
dead.
I pat him down and try to find coin purse, items, gear, anything.
All right. Well, you do not find a coin purse, but you do find many coins on his person.
Okay.
He just kind of stuffed all of his pockets with coins. You find another 125 gold.
Jesus.
Nice.
Okay. I'm just gonna put this here for now.
I shouldn't have shared my gold with you, motherfuckers.
Just for the record, I have stated that Knack is just free. Knack plans on taking a vow at some point where he just doesn't need gold, and so he's offering it to anyone in the party who needs it. But I'm just gonna hold on to it for now. Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's all I find on him.
Yep, just a bunch of gold.
I say a few words and bury him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then I decide to check out and how this fucking ore feels in my hands.
Oh, I mean, again, it's weighted pretty similarly to the Githka. It's not exactly the same. It's like a little bit heavier because it's just more like it's like steel. It's not made the same way as the Githka is.
It's like made for a Thrycreen, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's how it feels.
Yeah, it
So,
feels
I'm
right.
like,
It feels good. You found a thing.
What's it called?
I haven't actually named this one. I've just called it the Orax. Very creative, I know.
Orax.
Yeah.
What's its damage?
It's got the same damage as the Githka.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll figure that
Just
out.
because when I was like looking at the stats of the Githka and trying to like figure this thing out, I was like, why would it be any different?
I keep it for now, and I'm just like, I could probably get used to this.
Ah, fuck yeah, dude.
Ah, boy! And then finally, the last thing I do is I come up to the wagon to see if there's anything left.
All right. So you're walking up to the wagon, and that is where Libra is currently, just kind of like inspecting around the outside of it. And you and he both see that, like, around the front of it, mostly around the front of it, is a bunch of, like, scratches and bite marks.
Cool.
Yeah. And, can I actually get a survival check?
Yeah.
From all of us or just them?
19.
Just the ones that are inspecting.
19.
All right. So, in checking that, you do see that there were some tracks headed off in the opposite direction that the people ran off in. Those tracks abruptly stopped and became drag marks.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
So there were probably more people with this caravan?
Possibly, or horses.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's like something, but I mean the ground is pretty mushy, so it's really difficult to discern the difference between like the footprints. It's just like indents in the ground.
But what about the drag marks? Are they huge? Are they horse-sized or people-sized?
They're pretty large,
Are there
but I mean it could be
Horse-sized.
multiple people.
are there any puddles of body fluids around that we should be concerned about?
I mean, it's been a
Not
couple
within
days.
your-
It's a swamp.
Like
This is true.
field of vision.
Okay.
Honey can fucking definitely figure this out. He's got track. So I get Honey to kind of inspect these drag marks and relay to me what, like, if he thinks it's a...
An
Was
amdable.
this a horse? I'm assuming it is. That the Addercap's probably just dragged off a horse to eat or something.
Yeah. I mean that's a pretty fair
Or a
assumption.
crocodile. Fucking whatever.
Crocodile.
Yeah.
Giant mosquito.
A crocodile. Knack grabs a bunch of oraxes and just puts them on Honey. Just as many as he can grab.
All right. Fair enough.
I'm gonna fucking sell this.
I mean,
Hey, dog, can I have those gloves?
Did you see them?
No. This is not an in-game thing. This is Adam to Kellan. I want those
Oh
gloves.
yeah, yeah, of course. You can have anything. I find.
Oswalt doesn't have any.
who's got the
AC.
cloak?
Me.
Oswalt has the cloak. He put it on also as
He's
well.
wearing it. He
All
What
right,
does it
all right,
do?
cool.
How does he feel?
You can't tell.
Okay, after he puts it on, if somebody at one point turns around to look at him, they like almost pass over him with their eyes.
Okay.
And you have many more points in hide now because of that thing. Gives you a +4.
He
bitch.
has a cloak of invisibility, basically?
Sort of. It's yeah, it just helps you be stealthy.
I
Oh.
just want to throw it out there. If you give it to Brix, it will shrink to her size.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how magic items work.
Magic items, yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
I give you the gloves. Yeah, have them.
Oswalt takes the gloves.
You look like a Humie. Have this.
This look
So-
like this would fit your tiny weird
Oswald
fingers.
just got a nice ass cloak and 2 really nice gloves.
Hey, masterwork fucking gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound like you want those gloves.
I mean, Nick the player might. But Art is firmly on his moral high ground right now.
Firmly like, well, I didn't loot
The
any
la-
corpses.
Yeah.
The last item in my inventory is just frog. There's ingots on the cart.
Yeah.
Ingots of what?
metal.
Steel.
I fucking take them and I put them on.
They're
Honey.
so heavy.
Honey.
Honey, look at him. He's exhausted.
No, he's not. He's a fucking dire badger.
He can lift like
Honey,
a ton.
he
Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
has been fucking living the easy life for too long. I've been carrying him around for months.
True.
It is time for him to fucking pocket some shit for me. So I
He's
put.
being really dramatic.
How many
He doesn't
ingots-
want to be carrying stuff.
Yeah, of course he is. How many ingots and fucking oraxes do I get?
Oraxes, you get 2 more of the double-sided ones and 3 of the regular ones. Ingots, you got 8 of. Socks is currently trying to eat Oswald's cloak, but he can't because of the sock.
You want to keep an eye on that? I guess I'll keep an eye on that.
He's got his little sock
I
on.
use handle animal to start training Socks to stop doing that to us. I will feed him at designated times. But this is my first.
He's on a
training
scheduled
No.
feeding schedule.
This is the first training exercise. I'm just gonna use a handle animal to get him to fucking stop that.
I'm just going to say really quick that Oswalt's not actively wearing the cloak because he likes how well it's made and he appreciates the abilities it gives him, but he doesn't like the way it looks.
First of all, rude.
So he puts it in his storage area, but he is wearing the gloves. He quite likes the gloves.
In his pants.
That must look so weird because you get the suit and then these big fucking leather gloves.
Are they big?
I mean,
I picture them like
huge.
Yeah,
but...
I picture them like leather driving gloves.
Yeah, I was gonna say like driving gloves or like biking gloves. Like
Yeah.
They're studded though, so they got extra
Yeah.
padded armor made out of hardened leather.
I mean, they're not huge. It's just
That's the dad.
it's not. It's like
Yeah, they're not driving gloves.
You know-
They're armor gloves.
it's mostly just the aesthetic of like leather gloves and a suit. I guess you kind of look like a hitman now.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, I just sound like Agent 47, baby.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, all right. Yeah. You got me there.
If you're all quite done looting, we can probably move on.
It's not looting.
It's definitely looting.
You can't not
100%
call this
that's looting.
looting.
I'm not going to say anything about it. I would have done the same thing, but
It's
it's
inheriting.
100% looting.
It's inheriting.
You can't call it something it's not. You didn't know these people.
Loot to survive, baby.
I'm
mean,
surviving just fine, thank you.
Yeah, well, not all of us are being bankrolled by Sky Dad.
I haven't been bankrolled by Skydad in about 15 years, I'll have you know, which I'm pretty sure is longer than you've been alive, so let's go.
15 years is like 3 of my lifetimes, goddammit.
Where did you learn the term bankroll?
From the same
a
place I
lot of
learned
shit.
the word champagne. That's a word I
And
know.
siren
It's a word I know.
Shall we go?
Yeah, let's take off, Doki.
Yeah. Go.
They proceed in the same direction that you guys were going, so you found this little caravan around the corner from a hill. So you guys are pretty much just continuing around the circle on the hill before you kind of break off from it again and continue off into a more heavily wooded area. It's a little bit more overgrown. There's a lot of tall-ass grass that perhaps a machete would be good for.
I start cutting them shits with a machete.
And as you do so, you are reminded a lot of Mutton Scruggs. Feeling like you're going through the wilderness on an adventure.
The rest of the party, if they're paying attention at all, will notice that Oswald has a big dumbass smile on his face.
Art definitely notices.
Marvelous.
He's still like a little bit upset, but it's like, oh, that's okay. That's kind of cute. He's having a good time.
It's a little bit weird, but you know what? I'll let him have it.
But I also, we've been over this. Art has read all the Mutton Scruggs books, so he knows exactly what's going through his mind. He knows why he has a dumbass grin on his face.
It's weird, but it's harmless weird.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's exactly Oswald's head right now.
And that's when Mutton Scruggs got sued by George
Yeah, don't.
George Clooney?
Lucas.
George Clooney, you don't have anything to do
What?
with
You
shit.
don't have any claim on this?
Try by Mickey Mouse. Like, let's not fuck with that.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, that's who owns
Right.
that shit now.
Yeah.
Mickey himself.
The mouse himself.
Yeah.
But
He
but
owns that bitch.
does Disney own Indiana Jones?
Well, yeah.
They own
Lucasfilm.
Lucasfilm. Yeah.
Yeah.
They own everything, my dude. They're going to own this fucking podcast in a year.
Yeah.
They better not.
I hate it.
It might.
I
make
mean,
us
hey,
fuck.
we'd make bank.
That's true.
But they send like a fucking like suit to like stand behind us the whole time we're recording. Just this real fucking...
Well, I mean, their
I would
track
try to
record with
include him
internet.
as much as possible.
yeah, we get him in the campaign.
Their track record with internet personalities has not been great, so I feel like they most definitely would.
Again, I would get him to eventually join in the campaign to the point where they need to send another guy to watch over us.
Yeah, because he's also just fucking
He's
around.
having fun now.
Yeah.
And he quit his job.
And that's how we eventually take over Disney.
Wow, I love this.
Right?
This is a great parallel universe that we're living in.
Killustrators takes over Disney.
2019.
We're gonna do that this year. Wow.
Yeah.
Or is it 2018 still? Is that what you just said?
No, I almost said 2018. Anyway, so you guys are advancing through the overgrown swamps and marshes and such. It's at this point getting very, very hilly, so getting your path through this tall ass grass is getting progressively more difficult. At one point, as you're going through, Oswalt, you feel something gently land upon your shoulder and fall off.
Oswalt looks up.
He looks up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, above you, you see a strange tentacled creature drifting slowly down towards you. His little tentacle feet reaching out.
Oswalt goes, oh, and then, and then, have you ever seen somebody get spooked and almost kind of run backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that.
Oh, like when the cats see the cucumbers and they're all like, "Meh."
Yeah, I rolled a balance check for you. And as you get spooked and almost run backwards, you like catch your own foot stepping back and you just kind of fall on your ass. And as you fall on your ass, you land on the first thing that hit your shoulder and fell on the ground. And it is one of the same things. And as you fall on it, it makes a sound.
Makes a whoopee cushion noise.
Wow.
Yeah.
oh, it's those fucking things.
Oh,
is
is
that
this
a
a
flump?
flump?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
Archie's gonna look
You
up
know
and be
they're
like,
flumps.
"These just
Oswalt would know what these are.
fine."
Yeah, Oswald. Well, I mean, he might not have encountered them super frequently. They just
No, I would say Oswalt probably knows what they are, but at the same time, when
I mean, it's a
startling.
spook.
Yeah.
yeah, like the
Yeah, he just got spooked.
the house cats that we own have scared me. So,
Fucking spooked.
all right,
Worst Halloween
All right.
ever.
Libra's
Wait.
kind of laughing at you a little bit.
hold on a second. Is the flump the same kind of pearlescent that the ettercaps were?
Nope.
Oh,
Okay.
Oswalt gets up and is just like,
The flump that you landed on is just kind of stuck in the mud now. Its tentacles are like wiggling upwards, but it can't do anything else.
Oswalt pulls it out.
Throws into the air.
Partway through the arc of you throwing it, starts inflating again and like floats off. Oh,
Yeah, and then the one that was coming down near me, I just kind of bat away.
could I get you to roll an attack roll for that?
Not on it. It's just a gentle. Like,
No, I know, but just to like hit
See
it.
if you hit it.
No,
I
I know it's
imagine
pretty
the
slow,
sound.
but like it's got like no AC bonus at all. So this is just for semantics, essentially.
I was gonna say, I imagine if he makes contact, it sounds like a beach ball, just like a boom, boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah,
You
Like I
probably
said-
could have gotten a 2, and he'd be like, yeah.
I think anything above 5
Wow.
is fine.
Oswald turns and looks to the party and goes, well, that was embarrassing.
Knack is furiously scribbling notes on this thing.
Man, I hate smooth Oswald.
As you're
Am I being
scribbling
smooth?
notes,
A little bit.
little tentacles obscure your notebook, and a flump lands on your hands.
How big are they?
They're like the size of like a football.
Oswald,
Oh,
I want Oswald to look around and try to get a feel for how many of these fucking things are around.
Okay,
I get an 18 knowledge nature. I want to know what these things are all about.
they just do this.
They're just this?
yeah.
Yeah.
Flumps are useless.
What do they eat? What
Other
do they
flumps.
do?
Bugs. That's it.
My
Hence why it's on you.
my spot check is 14.
Take one?
No.
Okay, so between Brix being owl-eyed and looking up and just kind of watching everything,
And she's doing that thing that cats do sometimes when they're looking at bugs, you know, like,
oh weird,
you know?
and
Yeah.
Oswald,
Yeah.
Yeah, the little.
And everyone's like, the fuck?
Oswald, after you slap that flump away,
Slap that flump.
the like first one that was floating down, you just batted it out of the sky. You kind of like your eyes just drift upward, and you see like 6 more
And you see the big
drifting
Flumph.
down towards you guys.
King Flump.
The King Flumph with
Okay.
a big crown.
I want to roll because I'm used to surviving in this kind of environment.
Roll Flumph check.
I want to roll a survival check to see how normal this kind of shit is. Like, I want to see if this kind of
A Flump swarm is see if it's not normal. Like, do you mean or?
yeah, like, does this seem out of place as somebody who survived in this environment?
Is that a animal?
What did you roll?
Well, I rolled an 18, and if you let me use my survival thing, that's +2, so it's a 20.
Yeah. All right. So while this kind of thing isn't especially uncommon, the amount of them is a little bit weird. So like they're not flumps are not the smartest. So while they can't really eat things that are larger than like a regular insect, they sometimes will try. So they're like drifting down towards you guys, but usually it's not in this number. So there might be something off either about the environment or their food supply or something.
Okay. So I will say, like, you know, Oswalt's walking. He gets spooked, falls backwards, goes, well, that was embarrassing, lets the one out, and then looks around. And he kind of turns to the rest of the group and goes, this feels weird. This feels off.
We should go.
Yeah, let's just keep going. It could be like the slimes.
Let's go before the King
yeah.
Flump shows up.
Yeah.
Paper Mario music starts.
He's coming!
So just, I would say keep your guard up. This feels weird. I don't like this.
All right, so what did you do with that one flump?
Nothing.
I think he
It's
took
not.
a flump.
It's gone, but I didn't do anything with it.
There are little blue tentacles poking out of the neck of your
Ghillie suit.
ghillie suit, like reaching up and like tapping on your face.
I take a finger and poke each one of them inside. And I shrug at the party.
From inside Knack's ghillie suit, you can currently hear and
do they
every
make,
now
do
and
they
again.
make farting? Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. They're named after the sound they make when they fly. Yeah.
All right. That's
What
fine.
are they? What are they? Wait, oh, no! I reach in and I pull out the frog. The frog's like, it's all covered in slime.
You can't.
Oh no, my baby. Oh no, my baby.
You
I
can't
put
just
the
like
Little
frog-
keep
blue tentacle
putting
that's reaching
animals
out of
in
your
there.
ghillie suit
I
again towards the frog.
What? Okay,
They'll eat each other.
I cast. Okay, handle animal on Flumph. They're just animals, right? Like,
Yeah,
they're just-
I don't think they're smart enough to be tamed.
I got a
be handled.
16. I'm not trying to tame it. I'm just trying to
Restrain
fucking. No. I'm not restraining it either. I'm making it comfortable.
Okay.
I'm not training it. I'm not restraining it. I'm respecting this thing as dumb as rocks, and I'm just gonna make it stay as comfortable as I can. And I put the frog with honey, and I
He
handle
puts it into one
the
fucking
frog
honey's
just
patch.
the frog just immediately runs away.
Oh,
I-
Michigan.
I put
He's
the
so
frog.
far from home.
I open
is pretty
I
far
open a
from
bag and like tuck the lid behind the bag to keep it open, and I just like put the frog in and I pat it. Yeah, see?
It turns around and stares at you again. This frog is weird.
I get a 12 to handle animal on Froggo. I'm Michigan. No, we cannot name him Michigan. That implies that Michigan exists in this world.
No, it's just a nice name.
Yeah.
What if it's just a sound that you thought of?
Yeah, it's just
I shall name you
Michigan.
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 You had a
Michigan.
yeah, Michigan. Yeah, there you go.
Why
Or, like,
Michigan? Why did you
Just
want
Michigan Frog from the Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
But like,
Yes.
you could be like, I had a frog when I was a kid, and his name was Mish, but now I have another one, so it's
Mish.
Mish again.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, as you're fucking around with frogs and flumps, more of these things are dropping
King
from the
Flump
sky.
fucking kills art.
Walking. No.
You're
Like,
wait, so are you just like just dealing with the tall grass and just kind of going?
Yeah, at this point, like, let's just go. We're like,
Yeah, let's get
Still
the fuck out of
a
here.
day's walk away from the city. Like,
We're
were we
fucking
gonna
with frogs
were
and
we gonna
flumps.
camp in here?
Poking on dead bodies.
fucking with frogs and flumps. Art's being cool and getting the fuck out.
All right.
Well, the flumps are weird. We need to camp. We can't camp where there's weird flumps. Let's just keep going.
Why not? Why can't we clump?
We can't
Weird.
Why can't we
camp with the
flumps?
flumps.
This is weird.
It's fucking meet the flumps.
Another
No, it's fine. We'll camp with the flumps.
Can
We'll
we
light a
name-
bonfire. They'll fly into it. They'll die. It's fine.
Future Adam, can you name this episode Meet the Flumps?
Yes.
All right, just so you know, as you're fucking around with frogs and flumps, another one falls down and lands on your head. It can't do anything. It's just kind of got its weird mouth thing open on your head, and its
Ew.
tentacles like down wrapped around.
Does he have gross like parrot teeth?
No,
So they are
they're jellyfish with eyes.
they're jellyfish and they are trying to eat us
Yes.
unsuccessfully.
Yes.
Okay.
How many
he lives
can
here
I
now,
murder
that's fine.
right now?
I don't do anything about that, Jeff.
Roll. Hang on. You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna flip over this hourglass. It's a 30-second hourglass. Roll the d20 as many times as you can
Okay.
in the 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna start shouting numbers.
Okay,
Somebody
okay.
please take
3,
Are you catching
2,
flumps?
1.
5. What the fuck? 8. 2. What the shit? 10. 6. 17. 11. 10. 11. 2. 4. 16. 10. 3. 12. 16.
Time.
16.
Okay.
Well, you started rolling better at the end there.
Yeah, I got those numbers here.
How many are above 2?
All of them.
Everyone.
Literally all of them.
All of them.
Oh yeah, because your attack bonus.
1, 2, 3,
No,
4,
they
No,
were,
that-
they
that
were
was just-
literally, the lowest
8,
one was a
9,
5.
10.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, the lowest one was a 2.
Oh.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Did you catch 18 flumps?
How many of them did I?
Hot. She was killing.
Yeah, I was
All right.
murdering.
So
You're
the
murdering.
2 that were 2s.
No.
They were nicks. I just and they flew away.
Yeah. You just didn't reach them.
Yeah.
But
So you killed 16 flumps and you left 2 alive.
so Brix does some fucking anime shit.
Yeah,
where she sees this rain of flumps start coming down. Like there's just more and more. They're like piling out of the trees.
Oh god.
It's a huge swarm of flumps, and you jump up into the middle of them and just kind of like
she
and
does
take out
Omni
Nor-
Slash on all the fucking flumps.
Yeah, you just jump into this cloud of flumps and just become a blender in the sky for a second
Okay.
and
cool.
murder. How many was it?
16.
16 flumps. So
Knack,
there's like weird little body parts raining from the sky now.
I'm sorry.
comes down.
And you do a
she's just like,
superhero landing.
Okay. I did it. No more. Can we camp?
But you did a
Please?
superhero landing into the mud, so you're like halfway down in the
Oh
mud.
damn it.
I'm sorry, I don't want to make a thing out of this.
Yeah?
No.
But
totally.
Knack is mad.
Oh yeah, totally.
You took 16 lives!
I don't want
Like
to
it
wait.
was nothing!
Where are they lives really? though?
Yes! Knack picks up Brix by the scruff of the neck and looks at her.
As you pick her up, there's this sound as she pulls out of the mud.
Hey, thanks, bud.
I love that we get mad over very different things. So someone is just always angry in this party.
Yes, but it's good. That's the fucking good shit.
Yeah.
Before they start yelling at each other, Oswalt is looking around to see how many more flumps are around.
Like,
Endless.
yeah.
Infinite.
It's starting to get to the point where it's just endless rains of flumps. Soon they're going to completely overwhelm you.
Knack was about to get. He wanted to become one with the flumps.
Yeah.
He was gonna put his arms out and stand like a tree and have the flumps land on him, and you murdered all of them.
No, there's
And
still
you reveled in it.
There's still a bajillion of them, and they're trying
Oh.
to eat you.
She killed 16. With each single one that you killed, Knack's heart broke a little.
Oh
And Knack is holding you eye level with him.
no. I want to point out Me as a player, I'm fucking mortified and I'm very sorry.
No, I
But
get it.
the character's just like, you pulled me out of the mud so great, you know?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah,
when
I said,
pulled you
thanks,
out.
bud.
No, you murdered them.
Brix, no.
Those were lives.
Were they, though? Were they?
Wipe that smile off your face. This isn't okay. Those were innocent lives. Brix, I love you. I don't want to be with someone who revels in the murder of innocent creatures.
Brix is just purring.
She feels bad. She's trying to be like, no, we're cool. She's purring at you.
Brix, I've knocked this up to instinct in the past with the bird incident, but this is too much.
I would say this is when you start hearing Oswalt panicking.
Well, yeah.
Wait, what,
Doki
I
is
wanna
currently
see-
up next to Art, pushing through the tall grass.
Yes.
I at least want to know what Brix's facial, what she's doing, like while
originally,
he's yelling.
Originally, she was all like jovial and just like, hey, this was nothing. And like, oh, you helped me. And she's just like, yay. And then he's like, this isn't funny. Stop smiling. And she's just like, oh, God. Like, Knack has never yelled at Brix.
No.
So,
Everyone else has yelled at Brix.
yeah, pretty much everyone's yelled at Brix at this point except for Knack.
The bird thing was one thing, but this was a deliberate act. Please, spare the innocent lives.
I mean,
Oswalt looks around, sees, and turns over and goes, Flump Swarm. We have to go.
2 flumps land on you.
Okay.
I put my
Like-
arm out and catch them.
Like shoulder
3
patches.
more land on your arm and wrap themselves around
Okay.
your arm.
is it,
but
is
you
it
see,
concerning?
look at
I don't
that.
care.
they're murderous.
It's my metal arm.
Flumps. So many flumps.
You can't feel it really. They're just kind of
Yeah, they're on my metal arm.
Yeah.
I'm holding Brix with my real arm.
Okay.
Because he means real
You're going to
business.
hear from just a little bit away, but apparently through a bunch of flumps.
Oh, we don't have to go any further into this.
That
No.
we're going, and if we dawdle any longer, I'm going to be wrecking a bunch more of these.
Yeah.
So
Doki is like visibly terrified. She doesn't know what these things are meant to do.
Flump City.
So she's just like,
I don't want to be here. I don't want to
Art's
be here.
Art's gonna kind of like gently put a hand on her shoulder and be like, they're really, they're harmless. It's more just strange that there's this many of them this close to us. Just
and Libra's
just
like
shake them off.
behind Knack and Brix, and one of the flumps is trying to eat one of his yellow bangs. No! He's trying to pull it off.
Oswalt at this point is no longer participating in the conversation and going back to cutting through the
Thank you.
grass.
Okay, so
Cutting through the flumps.
Art,
One of you
Doki,
guys-
and Oswalt are all kind of like, they're making a pretty solid path. Behind you, on the ground, though, there's just a bunch of fucking flumps uselessly laying on the ground now.
Are they the dead ones, or are they just...
There's a bunch of dead ones, yeah, but there's also a bunch of alive ones that just hit the ground and just...
That's where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just where they are now.
All right.
They live there now. They'll die there.
Probably.
They're floor flumps.
I think one of you guys should
Four
like
flumps.
grab one of us and
Flumps.
pull us.
Flumps, yeah.
I think maybe at this point you're realizing that we're a little too far away to do that, and you should catch up.
Okay.
Libra gets the thing off of his hair and like runs past you guys. Come on!
In a moment of silence, Knack looks around and sees that there's just a rain of creatures,
And you've got 5 of them on your arm.
and everyone's gone, and there's things wrapped around his metal arm that he can barely feel, but they are just on there now.
Yeah.
And he's like,
We'll talk about this later.
and he puts you on his back and starts chasing the party.
Fair enough.
Are they magic?
Computers, yes.
Have no flumps.
No, I mean, no.
The only magic is
Socks.
how are they
Just
alive?
take the
They're so
sock
useless.
off socks.
Just have them hoover them up, yeah.
No, Socks is running pretty much with the ones up front. Honey's just kind of hanging out with you, though. And every time a flump gets near him, he's like, backs away from it.
Oh.
You guys get through this patch of tall grass in this weird hilly area. running through it, and eventually, also every step that you guys take is pretty much punctuated by like a sound. As there are now so many flumps all over the place that they're just
Touching
like
on
you're like batting them away from you as you're running.
Oh god.
Knack still has them all over his arm. I'm gonna do a couple things. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'm gonna say Art has probably taken out his halberd just in case he needs to clear a path of flumps.
I imagine he's using like the flat side, kind of like a paddle or something, where he's just like boom, boom, boom.
Well, because he's got his like wind stuff, so he could just like whoosh. Kill
This
them.
is true. Shit, yeah. Why isn't he doing that?
Because it will kill them.
Oh,
He doesn't really have
And
that
Knack will be
fine
angry
control
at
about-
you.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair.
Damn it!
He doesn't have the fine motor skills required to
Not killed him.
not kill them.
All right, but as you guys are going through this like weird swarm of sky jellyfish, and it gets more and more harrowing, and they're closing more and more in on you. Eventually, you break through this like foresty area into more or less just rocky terrain. And behind you, amongst all the trees, a little bit away from you now, is the forest of the Flumphs, where they're all just kind of hanging out amongst the trees. A couple of them try to float out towards you past the tree line where they live, and don't quite make it that far.
Like they just die?
No, they just don't drift far enough.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not very
What about
good.
the ones that are on Knack's arm and
Oh,
stuff?
I mean, they're still there.
Oh.
He hasn't pulled them off. Yep. LeDrew still got one on his hair. And he's really mad about it. And, like, tases it a little bit and it falls off.
So we're just free of them?
You guys are free of them for now. And it's gotten pretty dark at this point, so we may as well set up camp. For the night.
Camp.
So you understandably kind of move a little bit further away from the tree line, closer to this higher rock face. And underneath an overhang of the rocks, set up a little camp thing.
The trees have become silent to Knack.
Yeah.
For now, right?
Mm-hmm. Ever since you had your argument with the glade, underneath this like little overhang thing in like a dry-ish spot,
Yeah.
y'all set up like a campfire. And as you guys set up the campfire and all that, before you head off to bed and just kind of relax for the rest of the night, from LeDrew's bag, he takes out a little metal tea set that like collapses, and he pulls out and makes people tea.
Art would love tea. Yay. Yeah.
And LeDrew's like sitting there. with
What
his
kind of
legs
tea is
crossed.
it?
It's like a mint tea.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes.
It's
Love
made
it.
from
Oh, mint's like basically
From,
catnip.
like,
It is, yeah.
herbs and shit from his home country of Aro.
Oh.
Fucking Brix is just like,
Oh, what is this ambrosia? It's delicious.
She's like sniffling at it.
yeah.
Very
too
glad
hot.
you like it.
Knack has his notebook in his hands and he's sketching some things. And he's trying to hide it, but he keeps glancing up at Doki.
Oh.
You drawing Doki?
Yeah.
Oh, it's really cute.
He's an artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's trying to hide it, but his like mask moves up and down,
So it's like
so it's
real
very obvious. Yeah.
oh.
I mean, Doki can obviously see this happening, so she's like just kind of making eye contact every time you look up. So
Knack
it's
is
like,
Knack is looking up and looking down, and then he looks up and she's looking at him. He
What are you doing?
he jumps a little bit and his shoulders go up.
when Knack jumps and is startled, Doki also kind of gets startled and like jumps back a bit.
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm scared.
Knack looks at his drawing and blushes behind his mask, and he gets up and shuffles over and sits on the log beside her.
Yep.
And he closes the book and he hands it to her, and he says,
I have been taking notes of my own since I left home. I like to draw things.
Oh.
Is there a page in the back of his book that's just Knack and Doki? Just like Knack and Doki with like a little heart.
That horse riding.
Big heart.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
It's just a very cute picture of the last page that has
Yeah.
anything on it is just a cute picture of her sitting on the log
Yeah.
in front of the fire, looking at the fire. But he's like,
Would you
With
like
like all four of her hands like holding her teacup.
yeah.
would you like to look?
And yeah, she nods and takes the book, flipping through it, and is getting more and more into it as she's flipping through the pages. She's like really excited.
You're really good.
Thank you. I like to draw things to remember the points of my life that stand out.
Oh no.
Without saying anything, Doki just kind of like rifles through her bag for a second, takes out her notebook.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to see mine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Knack trying to be smooth.
That little like voice crack was very good.
So really quick, it's late. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's
the
nice.
sun has set. It's like early nighttime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say this whole conversation in the background, you can hear Oswalt snoring. He is extremely comfortable. Like this is home to him. So he's literally made a little pillow out of a pile of mud, and it's just
Motherfucker.
Yeah, all right.
like it's you know when you've been away for a while and then you go back home and you get to sleep in your bed for the first time in a while,
Yeah.
and it's that.
Pass out.
He's just unconscious. He's extremely comfortable.
Oof.
Okay.
Nice. But also, you're so dirty.
Yeah.
All right.
Dirty boy.
So
Dirty
flipping
dirt
through Doki's notebook, as opposed to Knack's notes and sketches, she doesn't have any like drawings or anything. It's all just perfectly spaced notes.
Do we know how old Doki is?
She's like probably around the same age as Knack.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
just curious. If she was like, I don't know, 700 or something, and she's like,
Oh, you're just a grub, you know?
like,
I mean, live to be like 20.
yeah, 700.
Knack's
700 and buggy or something.
Knack's notebook is more like a sketchbook. It's got thoughts that are important to him, like written, but it'll also have just like a picture of something completely unrelated on the
Yeah.
same page. So he's flipping
Hers are
through,
like
but he's
bullet
like,
notes.
yeah,
Yeah,
But he's
things.
he's reading it and he's like, oh, I might want to copy some of this. Like he's like he's like, oh, this is good.
Give me my book back.
I need this.
He's very intrigued. He likes it.
Doki's just kind of looking at him, like expectantly.
Oh,
This is very good. It's honestly very inspiring. I might want to compare notes sometime.
That would be good.
Are you making a study date?
She like kind of reaches out to take her book back.
I hand it back.
Yeah, and she just holds it for a second against her chest.
Oh.
Yeah. She doesn't know what to say either. She's really awkward.
Yeah, Knack is like,
Yeah, join
Knack's
the
shoulders
club.
are up too, and he's like, Knack's holding his own book. She handed it back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's kind of thumbing through it. He finds his guild license. There's like a moment of silence where he's just stuck, and he's got his shoulders up, and he is thumbing through his own book.
Across the fire, Libra's just sitting there with his tea, like watching you guys.
Well,
like,
I feel like
Fucker.
I feel like Art is sitting next to
Yeah,
Libra,
it's
just
like,
being like, "This is great." Like they're both
like,
just
I don't
watching.
even know what's happening right now.
I think they're flirting.
Yeah.
I really think that, yeah. Just let it happen.
You
Just
sure?
yeah.
All right.
Just let it
little paw reaches in and grabs the tea kettle and just grabs it and pulls it.
You're like, hey, it's mine.
Yo, that's mine. That's hot. That's hot.
You're gonna. Told you.
Yeah.
Just flies through the air.
No, she just pours herself right to the lip of the cup and then like pushes it back.
She really likes mid tea, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cute.
All right.
Knack is thumbing through his book, and he's just stuck for words. And he comes to his guild license. In his mind, he's like, I've already said I'm part of the guild. I can't really flex on that. And so he's just thinking. He says,
You know, I've been thinking about starting a business of my own.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Art looks, it like is looking at Knack and almost like spit his tea out. He's like, like
Where did this come from?
yeah. He's just like, excuse.
Knack is like, his eyes under his mask are like looking around frantically.
Yeah.
He's piecing together this.
Doki, she looks like really excited and wants to like know more. And across the fire, Lena's like, "Yeah,
Oh yeah,
are
you? I
Like
really want
Bushman.
this. And he takes note of. He's just grasping for straws here, and he's looking at his guild license at the pub thumper's name. He says,
When I saw that caravan back there, it got me thinking about how starting a business could benefit us as a party. And I was thinking about the amount of time we spend in the pub. And that maybe...
Did Knack just admit that he might have a drinking problem in front of the girl
Knack
he's
has
flirting
had a
with?
drinking problem in the past. He was drunk the whole time when we were doing the sneaking thing into the mine.
Oh, fuck.
That's true. He was.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, we had to drag him out
Oh, yeah.
of the pub.
And like I said, the second the alcohol touched his lips.
He became corrupt and no longer useful to his order.
It
Oh, no.
intrigues him, but also the
yeah,
pub is the only time when we all, I mean, other than camping and sitting on the train, when we all like just come together and talk about things and work things out.
Even on the train, you spend a lot of time at the bar.
Apart.
Well, either apart or at the bar. That's
Yeah.
usually
Yeah.
where we hang out.
Yeah, so the bar is just where you chill.
Anyway, sorry.
I just thought that it would be interesting someday if maybe we started our own.
What's Art doing?
Art, well, like I said, he like almost spat out his tea at first. He was like, well, oh?
Is that right?
Is that right?
Is that so?
And he's rather touched by the sentiment, for sure.
Aww.
It's like, oh, that sounds nice.
But
Doki is very, very intrigued and is like,
But why did the caravan make you think of that?
We travel a lot. It wouldn't make sense for us to settle down. Perhaps we could somehow have a form of sustainable income on the go.
and he puts his hands up like I don't know.
Am I cool now? Do you love me yet?
Yeah. I mean, in theory, this isn't. You know, I'm happy you're thinking about, you know, sustainability and the party. None of us know the first thing about doing this, Knack. Oswalt just snoring.
Knack shrinks a little bit
Oh.
and is like,
I just thought it could be worth looking into.
I think it sounds really interesting.
he perks up a little bit
The pub sounds really cool.
and he's tapping his claws together excitedly. He's like,
Really?
Yeah. I think it's really fun.
Oh, thank you.
he puts his hands on his cheeks
No.
we're still sitting there. It's like, ah.
and he
I don't
slumps.
understand bugs.
He still has
You
his
guys are
hands
fun.
on his cheeks, but he slumps a little bit, and he's like,
It's just a thought.
I think it's a great idea.
Art's just like smiling and like back at his teeth. He's not going to interrupt your whatever this is.
Knack shuffles so that he's facing her, and he's like, he just starts going into how they could maybe afford better better items to help people and stuff like that. Just rolling ideas out, like just as they come to him. Yeah, and that's it for that, I think.
I wish I was brave enough to try something as fun and exciting as that.
That's so cute.
That's us. Brave and exciting.
I just love Knack hitting on this Thry-Kreen girl so much.
Horribly.
I love it so
It's
much.
adorable.
It's really cute.
Knack is terrified.
Yeah.
He is scared and getting himself into weird things that everyone's going to be like, so Knack, what about that? Like,
What was that about?
Oh yeah. Oh, Art is gonna just like rib him like later. It's like, oh yeah. So why don't you tell Oswalt about your great idea the other night? Why don't you
it's a great idea, right?
I just love the idea of Art just being like, so Oswald, we have really
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
He thinks this is very funny.
yeah.
Knack
But like
just-
he would never like flat out laugh in Knack's face, right?
No, but he's not above like making a little bit of fun of him. We've been around each other long enough.
That's fair enough.
I think I can poke fun at you. You are a child. Like Art.
Actually a child.
Yeah, Art's also doing this, being like, "This is very sweet." Also, you were 6 years old. Like he's treating it like a
Slow down.
6-year-old talking to him.
Yeah,
yeah, for
Art
sure.
sneezed and it took up longer than 6 years. Like,
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, so he's definitely being like dismissive, but like amused, very
Yeah.
amused.
And I assume at some point y'all pass out and things happen.
Things
What?
happen.
Excuse?
What?
Whoa.
Things?
Like sleeping.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
things
yeah,
sleeping.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, dirty things.
Like sleeping.
well,
Sleeping
sleeping in the
mud.
dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, where's your fucking minds at?
As Knack is like rambling on, Art would likely want to try and talk to Libra a little bit about just a bit more detail about what he's been doing out here and like what leads he's following, since also he's not going to be able to shake the fact that like the reason these things might be appearing might be because of the thing we did accidentally. So just like getting a bit more information about that, he would definitely be keen on.
Oh yeah, sure, fair enough. So
Oh, right.
Go on.
There's like a crisis or whatever.
There's like a crisis happening, and he's like, it's
like
probably our fault.
kind of crisis, like they were saying before.
Crisis
it's like,
light.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's
have all
like
the features of normal
things
crisis.
things are weird and concerning, but it's not been anything that's like put a whole lot of people in danger because there's a ton of hunters and things in the area, so they just have been able to deal with most of the monsters. But like, yeah, it's getting to the point where it's like, all right, something's not right.
Yeah,
You know, this isn't normal.
exactly.
Okay, so what do you ask?
I guess, like, are the Ettercaps, do they seem to be the only ones who are affected by the whatever's doing this pearlescent undead kind of thing?
Well, at first we thought it was the Ettercaps because there was more of those than anything else, but there certainly are other creatures that have showed up as these weird pearlescent undead things.
Yeah, we actually just came from fighting some strange undead monsters ourselves. It just all seems a little too much of a coincidence.
All right, so you said that you were fighting some undead things.
Yeah, some...
Were they like pearlescent, like these things?
I don't think so, were they? No.
They were just
Weird and gross.
Yeah, they were almost more flesh golem-y than anything. They weren't golems, but they kind of were.
ugh. God,
Yeah,
not good at all.
it wasn't. But the wildlife in the area had also gone kind of weird. And coming down from the train, the slimes were acting weird. It seems like this pulse might have been a fairly widespread phenomenon.
Maybe. And you said it was around the same time as these things started showing up?
As far as I can tell, it all seems to be related.
And that's it. Where was this?
Coombe?
Oh. That's pretty far away. I mean, I don't know. I guess I would have to look into that, but I mean, I guess that warrants some investigation. But honestly, I've mostly been in the area just doing jobs, helping out while I was looking for a lead for the thing that I was looking into. Because turns out that whoever organized that robbery of the museum was into way more things, and it turned out to be a much bigger thing than I thought. So I'm trying to find that. Yeah, I'm looking for someone by the name of Cal.
God damn it, I knew it. That's the same person who orchestrated
The bombing.
The terrorism.
Yeah, we're actually also kind of looking for a guy named Cal.
Yeah, Calador.
We didn't have that much, just a first name.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, marvelous.
Yeah, we heard he was astoundingly plain-looking and human.
It's pretty much what I've got, and I managed to just sort of follow some of the people he's been in contact with down to this point. And it seems like he probably got a ship somewhere.
Okay.
But I can't really...
Obviously, Oswalt is not part of this conversation, so this is just, like, as a player. Libra knows about the terrorist attack.
Well,
He knows about the terrorist attack, yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't know the information that you guys have.
Yeah.
Like, he's heard of it, but he hasn't...
well, yeah, I was going to say, we were actually in King's Peak. I'm sure you heard.
Oh, yeah, everything blew up.
Yeah. We were there for that whole thing and the aftermath. And that's where we first heard his name.
Were you guys the ones that took care of that whole thing?
I guess
there were rumors
so.
of some group that dealt with that.
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Man, that's incredible. Really great work.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you.
You're welcome, cat. I forgot about the cat.
Yeah, well, you know.
Oh, it's a cat.
You get used
Why
to
are you
it.
a cat?
I don't know. Why are you a... Duh.
I mean,
She brings up some really good points.
I really don't. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Ask me the same thing. Still don't have an answer. So.
I love the fact that he's heard of the shit that happened in King's Peak. He's impressed by it, and one of the guys that whooped this dude's ass is currently sleeping in mud.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's
my
really
God.
impressive. Great work. And he looks around. He's like,
Yeah.
A bug trying to.
Anyone can
fucking
do anything,
score.
huh?
There's like a dude just lying in a giant mud puddle. It's a cat that stole his tea.
As tough as he was advertised. Weird.
Also, Oswald is the dirty dirt boy now.
Yeah,
He's the dirty dirt
Ooh,
boy.
fuck no.
I made it perfectly
Need to
clear
go.
way back in the first episode that he was not a clean man when you met him.
No.
No. His suit was pretty nice up until tonight.
I would say no. We've been trucking through muck
That's true. Well, yeah, I suppose, but it wasn't.
This is
that
the first
bad.
time we've had to sleep on the ground in the swamp.
yeah.
So,
This is the first time you've seen Oswalt in his natural habitat.
yeah.
Oh no,
A little
He's
bit
so
too comfortable.
He's floating on his back, like
in like a starfish pose. Just
yeah,
like,
like spinning slowly.
He's like basically in a waterbed, but it's just
Get him!
like
Oh my
swamp
god,
water.
he's gonna drift away.
He's like, oh yeah.
That's the good shit.
Just a bunch of roaches are carrying him off.
He is not in the water. He's leaving.
He's also just not like he's in his bedroll, but he did like take a bunch of not super wet mud and like and then just like
Gotta love that mud, dude. Gotta love it.
it's good for the skin. It's good for the
Oh, it's
skin.
so
So many
good.
Added
nutrients.
up in his
We're like,
there.
oh my god.
Fun fact, if you ever see his shack where he lived, it's not nice.
Well, let's hope we
Dump shack.
He's a tailor,
baby
not a
dump
carpenter.
shack.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, get back to the important
We're
content.
never gonna finish
No,
this.
we're
Knack.
I want to get to the Knack date.
Knack date,
Baby Knack date.
Knack date, baby. All right. So, what was the last thing? The last important thing that we said?
That we were the people up in King's Peak.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah, and
Labor
you're still-
said the thing about why are you a cat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you
And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's best not
really.
to focus on it.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever, you're just someone's imagination character anyways. Yeah.
And then she just goes back to like drinking her tea.
What?
Yeah,
Did she do that a lot?
we had a run-in with a cosmic beast, and the cat's never really been the same since then.
I'm sorry.
It's
A
really,
cosmic beast.
it's probably a story for another time. It's long.
A horror from beyond the stars touched my brain, and I don't think so good no more.
That actually pretty much covers it.
All right. I'm gonna need to sleep on that one.
Yeah, I would.
Okay. All right. So, flesh golems, cosmic horrors, bombing. Somehow the bombing is connected to the dude who robbed a museum.
And somehow the flesh
flesh
golems
golems are
were
related
connected to the cosmic horror, so
And possibly also the pearlescent monster.
and possibly also those. I mean, I haven't seen anything,
Good God.
yeah, that would link them just yet, but the timeline matches up.
I mean, I'm gonna have to take your word for that, but it does sound like it. It does not sound like good news.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, if we travel all day tomorrow, we should make it to Dakrai by nightfall, I think.
Okay.
So we should probably call it a night for tonight, and then we can figure all this out tomorrow. Kick some mud into the fire.
Yeah, I was gonna do some god talking tonight, but like that's just too much in one day.
Do some Godsmack.
It has been a very busy day.
It's been a very busy day. We'll do god talk another
You
day.
guys looted a thing, almost got harassed and engulfed by Flumphs. Brix did some anime shit.
Hey everybody, welcome to the end of another episode of the Killustrators. Music provided by Kevin McLeod of Incompetech.com. We have new episodes for you every other Wednesday, and we used to put the episodes on YouTube the Friday after a release, but from here on out we're merging it all, so it'll all be released same day. So for now on, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff, Wednesdays. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we are at Killustrators. You can see what we get up to on there, and you can find the cast members' social media through there as well. If you're looking for a fun place to hang out, check out our Discord, link in the description. It's full of wonderful people, and we always have fun stuff on there. We got bots, we got emotes. Thank you very much for reviewing the podcast on iTunes and sharing with your friends if you think we deserve it. It helps a lot. So yeah, things are still pretty wild out there. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everybody's hanging in there. And if things aren't going smoothly, hopefully this show can provide a little bit of a soft pillow to land on with our silly goings-ons. Speaking of silly stuff, I have added another... Again, I don't want to call them bloopers because we're not messing anything up. We're just going off the rails. We'll call it a side quest. I've added another quote-unquote side quest where we talk about things that are not relevant to recording the show at all. And this one's a doozy. Be prepared to learn about Monkey Island. I hope it puts a smile on your face. I hope it takes some of the edge off, and I hope you're all doing well, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, bye-bye.
Your eye doesn't talk.
Could.
It might.
If these eyes could talk.
What? You can just talk.
You can just talk
You just talk
for
with your mouth
eyes.
instead, asshole.
Can I talk with my asshole? God, I hope
old
not.
weathered war veteran.
You can't. It just
If
goes.
these eyes could talk, they'd tell
big
you
mood.
things you couldn't imagine. It's just like you can
can
tell me
tell me.
stories, Uncle. You can tell me stories.
Uncle Jim.
No.
Fuck you, Jim.
They're not my stories to tell.
Not my story.
I hate you, Uncle Jim.
Uncle Jim, you're an asshole. Who talks like this? Just fucking say what you mean, damn it.
Uncle Jim, you're not even that old. You're like 47.
Holy shit! If
Why do you
these
talk
eyes
like
could
that?
talk is like a perfect like comedic dialogue for some old man to say while he's talking about all his
Are you
experiences.
saying that you've seen shit? You can just tell me that.
That is so good.
Tell me what you've seen with your mouth.
So proud of you.
God damn it. Oh, if these eyes could talk. What?
So extra.
Just tell us.
What are you fucking...
You fucking dramatic
saying?
asshole. God.
Shit.
Jesus.
This is why Aunt Brenda left you.
You swore you'd never speak of that.
Of your divorce?
I
It
never
happened
swore
3 months
about
ago.
anything.
It's all the family's talking about, Uncle Jim.
I've never been betrayed this way. Except for when my wife divorced me.
Jim, you're blind.
I mean, that makes more sense. If these eyes could talk.
Oh, whoa. What was the thing we said? Where it was like, this guy tells a really bad joke on the street. He's like, whatever. And then he like runs and like jumping planks into traffic and gets hit by a car.
Of course we are.
My God. 17 boys.
All 17.
17 of them.
I'll have to import 3 from the northern branch.
Yeah, I've got to transfer in so many boys.
7 from the east. We'll reunite.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's hard to say because it droops, so...
This is
But,
dumb.
but just think of it.
Just
All 17
all
boys
those
from every
boys.
corner of the globe.
Together.
the 17 large boys.
I think that's
from
good.
all across the globe brought together.
It'll be worth it.
Am I chewing on a straw?
We may throw off the balance of the earth.
of the universe. Wow!
Is it a boy? Is it 17 large boys?
Chunky
It
boy.
is a really big boy.
Is it one of your
Oh, I
largest
think it's a lady,
boys?
but
Oh wow.
I think that's a liger.
lioness.
Big boy.
Yeah, that's a liger.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Is that why it's so big?
It's
He
so
is
big.
extremely big.
enormous.
This fucking cat's head is bigger than this guy's whole body.
Oh my god.
His torso, at least.
That shit, dog.
Pass that
Yeah.
shit. Fuck yeah,
Pass
dude.
the kitty on the
Look how
left.
big that boy is.
Christ!
That's a big boy.
Well, ligers get bigger than lions and
Yeah.
tigers.
Yeah.
So
Just mashing them together and their total
they-
size like
they,
accumulates.
I think they artificially inseminate the one or the other with
Goo.
and then it makes a really and then it makes a real big lazy boy that does not want to do anything because
Yeah.
apparently they have no drive to be violent at all.
Which is good because they look like nature's perfect killing machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
And-
too big and
and
fat to
They
to
can't
fight.
breed, but nature finds a way.
They're so big and chubby and
Oh my
cute.
god, did you hear about that story about that one liger? Or I don't know if she was a Tyon or whatever, half tiger, half lion. And she actually had cubs. And she was so proud and she kept like showing them off and stuff. And just constantly like parading around with her little cubs. And it's just like, she's so happy.
It's
Imagine
really
being
good.
a liger and being part lion, part tiger, just being bigger than both. That's a very proud cat.
That'd be fucking dope.
Yeah, but like they're not meant to like interbreed, and so often their children are like
sterile.
yeah.
Like
but then
fucking what is it? Mule? There's some like donkey thing.
yeah, mules.
Yeah. The mules that is.
Yeah,
their
they're half
thing?
horse,
Okay,
half
cool.
donkey. Yeah.
Yeah. They're big and strong, but they can't do.
In
Yeah.
the NWT,
Shit.
Yeah, man.
In the NWT,
There's a difference. There's a difference between a mule and a donkey.
I thought mule was just donkey.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's a half horse,
yeah.
half donkey.
I learned
Yeah.
something new right now.
and they
What are we gonna
are
fight some
incapable of
fantasy
breeding.
mules?
I was 29 years old when I learned that mules and donkeys are the same thing.
It's fine.
Yeah. And in the NWT, they keep finding crossbreeds between polar bears and grizzly bears.
I heard about those,
they're
yeah.
big, shaggy polar bears. Yeah.
And they're more vicious than both, apparently.
And they're really rare.
Oh, okay, great. They're
And
the
same with,
opposite
like,
of the ligers.
Yeah.
They're super rare.
And then there's those wolf and coyote hybrids that are like super pack oriented and also not afraid of people.
Great.
Yeah.
Good.
The beginning of the end.
Coyote what cross?
We need
Wolf.
to stop playing God.
Yeah. Well, no, they're just doing that on their
I
own.
know.
They need to
good.
stop playing God.
Yeah.
But did you guys hear about those chimps where
Actually,
they
we
injected
deserve this.
human
We ruined the
DNA into them?
environment.
No, I have not.
Wait,
heard of
hold
that.
on. What?
Yeah. They've started
what DNA?
they've started like basically test tubing a bunch of chimps with like specific human genetic code inserted into them. Apparently they're very smart.
This is how Planet of the Apes.
Right?
That's legit just the beginning of the Planet of the Apes.
Do you want to hear the most terrifying part of this? When they're done with the chimps, they don't euthanize them. There's a small island off the coast of Madagascar where
This
they're
is
just
how.
where they're just dumping them. And
This is how Planet of the Apes started.
and now locals are afraid of this island and they don't go there because the chimps hate humans and will maul you to death on sight.
Why are we making?
Planet of the Apes. I know, right? I was reading about this the other
Why?
day and just
There's
being
a
terrified.
mystical island of fucking half ape, half human hybrids.
Well, they're not. They're chimpanzees,
chimp,
but they
half
have
human hybrids.
human genetic code inserted in them. They've been
Island covered in nothing but angry, super intelligent chimps.
Yeah. Oh, and also some of these chimps were also used for like disease testing, and they didn't die. They built immunities to things like fucking
that's
Hep A
literally
and
it.
B.
That's literally it.
I would love it if
wait, wait,
I
wait.
would love it if they fucking
Have none of the people who worked on these watched any movie ever?
Well, apparently they've been doing this since the early 80s, and a lot of the scientists that did this originally aren't alive anymore. And now the ones that keep doing it are like, it's fine. The old timer said it was fine. We're just gonna keep dumping chimps here.
You know how they grow? There's like
I know,
they grow
it's
human
terrifying.
body parts on like rats.
Yeah.
Imagine if there was like this island of monkeys and they all had like human ears and human wieners, like,
Just all over
on
them.
their chests. Like and they have like tribes, and they're hyper.
I'm in the wiener chest.
And you like
trying,
you were fishing and you came up on this island for shore lunch, and then a bunch of monkeys with floppy wieners and ears, they came out of the jungle with tools.
So it's basically the beginning of Lost World, but instead of those little micro raptors,
Yeah,
it's fucking wiener
it's,
chimps.
It's chimps with human
Wiener
wieners
chest monkeys.
fucking bursting out of the jungle with like fucking with weapons.
For real though, who and why? Who's made this decision?
So the thing that scares me is the fact that these apes are the only other species with fucking thumbs.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah,
you're making
that's what
them
I'm saying.
smart.
So you made angry, fucking hyper intelligent chimps and just left them alone.
I want to follow their story as they build a boat and just all pile on this boat. Just
They know
go
how
out-
they got
Go
there.
out on the ocean.
Remind me, like, at the end of the recording today or whatever, to like just put the article in like the Killustrators like private chat between us, so you guys can like read it and be
And
horrified.
be terrified, yeah.
It'd be great to see like a
Dear God.
You're on like some
There's gonna be,
island.
like,
you're
some
like,
news
what is
story
that out
of
in the
like
ocean?
like
And you,
a
like, pull up your
mysterious missile
spyglass.
launch or something one day.
Yeah, man.
What if you saw like something in the distance on the ocean and you pull up your spyglass and you see like a bunch of like fucking chimps like on a boat like swinging around and being all crazy and they're like really mad and they're looking right at you.
They have machine
They've got
guns.
wieners on their
They're like
chest.
screaming and baring their gums and like swinging around. And there's like hundreds of them on this boat, and it's coming right towards you.
It's coming right towards us.
What movie was it that there was a joke where a chimp was looking through binoculars, but it was just two bananas like this, but then it was still just they were looking at two
Oh.
bananas.
Holding two
That was
bananas, and but you see through
shit.
it.
That
Was it
was
Madagascar?
no. That was a Dr. Seuss one
Oh, Horton Hears a Who or whatever.
or something. It was very good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Horton.
Yeah, it's like let me get the binoculars, and then it's a POV from the monkey, and he's just covering most of his fucking eyes with,
With bananas.
Oh my god, that monkey boat fucking story.
Fucked you right up, huh?
Yeah, I don't know
I-
if I
Pretty
can play
fucked up
D&D
about monkey
anymore.
I can't fucking believe that they would just
It's called the SS
They would
Wiener
make
Chest,
these monkeys
too.
super smart and angry, and then just leave them somewhere.
I know, right?
This is the worst
Well, hold
plan.
on. Are they
This is the
angry?
worst timeline.
Are they angry because they're smart?
Or are they angry because they just want everyone to leave them alone?
I think they're
Maybe a little
specifically
both.
angry at humans,
No.
like how crows are angry.
That's what I'm-
at
that's
you-
what I'm
No, they
saying.
have
person.
grand schemes.
Oh.
yeah.
Like they've been like tested on and like poked and prodded by people. So
And like
now they
literally
hate
the
people.
reason why they were dumped on that island because there's no resources, it has very little vegetation, and they're like, they're gonna die here, it's fine. And then they didn't.
They're
like,
thriving.
But why
Yeah.
Do
not
they hate
shoot-
life?
Why?
Do they-
Not, I don't understand. If you put them on a shitty island, under the assumption that they're going to die, why not just put 2 in the back of their head to make sure?
I don't fucking know, man. I can't remember why they didn't do it. It was some like humanitarian, like, oh, we can't just let them die, or we can't just kill them, but
We
can
can't just kill them.
Yeah.
Instead, we're going to go for the far less humane option by letting them starve to death.
right, like.
Welcome to Monkey Island.
I
And
mean,
Oh no, I remember why. It's because a lot of them
Remember
had like
Seagull Island?
communicable
What if it was these
communicable
monkeys and they're, like,
diseases, and they were
hanging out,
like,
but
"Oh,
as
we
soon
can't
as
just
one
kill them
human,
because
like,
then it's a
watches the other one,
biohazard."
they're just like,
so they put them on this shitty island because they were just gonna die out there and nobody would touch their corpses, right?
and they
one
just
day,
murder him horribly.
one day somebody's going to look at that island through a telescope, and they're just going to see a skyscraper that they've never seen before. And be like, wait, what's
a big fucking like onyx skyscraper that's like
Yeah.
it has like a spiral like cloud on the top that's like
Yep, it's
all,
that big.
like all red and ominous.
an array, like a beam is going to come from it and strike a city, leveling it in one blast?
The only thing on the island,
Yeah.
and just a bunch of monkeys.
Just a bunch of monkeys creating a super weapon to destroy their once masters. Oh my god, we're going to fucking die.
We're
Yeah.
gonna die.
I mean, we're going to die,
But
I
then
I mean, we're all gonna die.
it's just a matter of when, really.
Yeah.
but now we're going to die at the hands of monkeys.
Yeah.
It's that or the radioactive boars that are running around. What's that? The nuclear
Did you watch
fallout
the top
site
15
in
Chernobyl?
Japan? No,
Oh,
the one in Japan.
Top 15
Oh,
crazy
um,
animals.
From a-
Starts with an F, doesn't it?
Fukushima.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, there's radioactive boars tearing ass around there and eating a lot, and nothing's hunting
We're
them. So they're
slowly
getting
creating
really
a
big.
horrible fucking RPG world.
Yeah,
creating
basically
Fallout.
that's how
We've
you get
got
orcs.
fucking dangerous, super intelligent monkey island, radioactive boars,
why have
horrible,
hyper
like
intelligent
very
chimps,
dangerous crossbred bears.
why have hyper intelligent chimps never been an enemy in fucking Fallout?
That was 19 minutes and 17 seconds of gold.
Of gold. Comedy gold.
Are we gonna have is the bloopers for this one gonna be all about monkeys
I
on a
mean,
boat?
I bet you it's in there somewhere.
Jesus.
It's just going to be... it's
Yeah, just no context about the super smart monkeys, just the bit about monkeys on a boat.
What if you took a
like,
spyglass and looked out on the ocean and there's just monkeys really angry coming
No.
on a boat coming
There's no lead in, just talking about monkeys on
coming
an
Yeah.
island.
towards shore.
And then I was mumbling about how it's called like SS Wiener Chest or whatever, and no context for that.
SS Wiener Chest.
ass wiener chest.
No, damn it.
Why did the monkeys name it that? They just think it was funny.
They've got a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
That's one thing you can't take away from those monkeys.
They're really funny.
Yeah.
They may be riddled with bloodlust, but they still like a good dick joke.
I was gonna say it's
They
just
like
like
ass.
it's just purely the fact that if they've gotta have wieners on their chest, they're gonna own it, damn
Yeah.
it.
They're gonna embrace it.
They
If
love
you name
ass
it
and
the
wiener jokes.
the SS Wiener Chest, then no one can make fun of you for having a wiener on your
Exactly.
chest.
Yeah, there's one.
There's no point in hiding it.
There's-
No.
You've got wieners on your chest. Like
The
fuck.
captain of the boat is the monkey with the wiener on his chest.
No, the captain of
And
the
he
boat
named
is the
his
monkey
boat-
with the most
And
wieners
he
on
named
his
his,
chest.
his name is Captain Wiener Chest. He named his boat after himself.
Son of Wiener Chest.
But the son of Wiener Chest has an ear on his
My
chest.
name is Coco, son of Wiener Chest.
I've come for their eyeballs.
What? No. All of that was really funny and good until that last part.
Captain Wiener Chest.
The last part was just true.
Yeah.
No.
Help.
Oh, if
It's
these
not,
eyes could
yeah,
talk.
the funniest part is that it's not a joke. His name is Captain Wiener Chest.
Do you think if they made clothes, they'd make allowances for the chest wieners, or like just like a whole?
No, he wears his wiener on his chest proudly. He goes shirtless all the time. He uses it to establish dominance.
Also, another question: is it a human wiener or a monkey
No,
wiener?
it's
it's a
Human
big
wiener.
human wiener.
Yeah.
Because they were experimenting on the monkey.
This sucks, dude.
Does it have a ball sack or is it just a wiener?
Just a wiener.
It's just the wiener.
Is it centered?
No. It's like almost in the armpit.
Is it centered?
It's important.
Fuck.
No, just my sense of design is taking over. It should be centered.
Right?
Is it
Scientists
point?
don't
These
care.
hyper-intelligent mutant monkeys should at least be symmetrical.
Is it pointing up or down?
To the side. So it's like in the almost armpit, and like if he gets a weird chest boner, it's like pointing that way.
I like it square in the middle of his chest. I think that's way funnier. I like the idea of this fucking monkey standing on the rafters of this fucking absolute nuthouse ship of like monkeys that are super feral and crazy. And he's got
And
a big
also
dick sticking out of the
hyper-intelligent.
middle of his chest. He's got a sword pointing towards shore and screaming.
And it's just flapping in the wind.
That is
And all the other monkeys
Really
are
good.
getting all worked up. And it's coming straight towards you.
And it's like headed for New York or something. And
There's
it's
so much
just like,
lore behind this ship.
What is it? What do you see? My God.
There's no humans on the
We need to change course now.
Oh, they're coming up on you in international waters.
Quickly load the cannons and make peace with your god. You might be seeing him soon.
Yeah, all the monkeys have AKs. They're like holding them in one arm and swinging them around and firing into the sky.
This is just